If you grew up in the 80s, either you had one of these or you had a friend that had one. And when it didn't work, you blew on the cartridges because you thought it made the cartridges play better. And of course, one of the cartridges that you blew on was Contra. As a kid, I was intrigued by Contra. It was an exceptionally difficult game, but it was a game that I enjoyed playing. But because I didn't have my own NES, I could only play the game when I went to my friends' houses. Luckily for me and guys like me, Konami put a hack in the game to take you from 3 lives to 30. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start. With this code, Contra became playable for many of us who are not experts at the game because it gave us extra lives, like say a cat or Derrick Jaxn.
Previously on Family Guy.
The first couple of months I was exclusive. I don't know if I ever had the proper boundaries, but for me it was like, you know, of course, don't cheat. Don't go sleep with another girl. But I would say after that honeymoon phase, the first 2 months is when I can remember. I don't remember the exact thing, but I remember feeling really rejected by her. Come up behind her and hug on her, you know, kind of aggressive. But that would make her really, really shut down. And I didn't know what was going on. I felt rejected, like, why you don't want to kiss me? My breath stink or something like that? Now I come up on the kiss her and she like kind of pushing away. She can't stay far enough away from me. She's kind of mean towards me. And it's kind of a flip side. And I didn't know part of what I was feeling didn't have nothing to do with the relationship. It was much deeper. I ain't never been so sensitive to rejection because we all get rejected, but this the first time I felt that. And what felt safer was to go out and at least have friendships with other girls. Just the conversation felt like receptiveness, like acceptance again. But those loose boundaries turned into no boundaries.
We associate the idea of having multiple lives with cats. Superstitiously, it's said that cats have 9 lives. And this connotation is so strong that there's even a brand of cat food named 9 Lives. And just like Contra, Derrick Jaxn must have hit up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start because he has another life.
If a woman is single for a long time, like 2 years, 3 years or more, it ain't because something's wrong with her, most likely. More than likely it's because she's intelligent. And that's not to say women who are in relationships or marriages or that get in these relationships quickly are just dumb. What I'm saying is intelligent women, they have the smallest dating pool because they have the least amount of tolerance for BS. Like an intelligent woman cannot stomach a man who can't teach her anything. And because she's intelligent, there are very few men who can. An intelligent woman can't tolerate a man that can't mentally stimulate her or that she has to explain every little thing to. An intelligent woman, she's the most likely to be insulted by a man who thinks that he can play in her face like she's dumb. So they ain't gonna last. And then add to the fact that, yes, she's intelligent, so therefore she gathers information and she acts on it more effectively than most, which means she's not gonna continue repeating the same bad relationship over and over again with a different man for years on end. She'd just rather be single. And then intelligent women perform better in the job market and have more successful businesses, so they're the least likely to depend on the man to be their meal ticket. But what I really love about these women is that they're also not easily rattled by that whole, oh, you gonna die alone. You gonna be single until you die, because they're smart enough to understand it's better to be happy until you die alone than to live miserably every single day feeling like you're dying inside.
What he's saying in the video is not really that important because it's pretty much a continuation of what he's always said. But I want you to pay attention to these 2 things. This video was up for 1 day. That's 23 hours. Almost 500,000 likes. Now, what does that tell you? Derrick Jaxn's continued rise is an allegory as to why modern marriage is broken. He is essentially the person who is on one side of the coin telling women what they want to hear so that they look for these exclusive relationships that more and more do not exist. And on the other hand, with his actions, he does the things that breaks relationships. And it's this perfect dichotomy that is a representation of why modern marriage just can't work. He is basically the package that all the women want, but his character is what is breaking women and has women crying on the internet. And it continues to work. Dear God, someone finally gets it. Thank you, sir. 8 years single, I can confirm everything he said. Never gonna settle for less. Facts. That's why I'm single. Men want moms and maids. Amen. A man should enhance your life, not burden your peace. Woo, I'm on year 3. Glad to know it's not me. Finally, an intelligent man on TikTok. Derrick Jaxn has an amazing hustle because he's going to be making money for years and years and years to come. Look at the number of the onslaught of positive messages for all of these women. Facts, no tolerance. All of these women that are just absolutely praising this up and down, not even considering his past. It goes on for days and days and days. And this is in a 24-hour period. The way I see it, dating in our community is kind of in a downward death spiral. If young women are getting expert advice from a man who can't keep his marriage together and is a serial cheater, what they're essentially saying is that we only care about looks and status, which means you don't care about character. But what do you hear about on the internet? What are women complaining about on the internet? Character. They're not complaining about looks, money, status. They're complaining about the guys that they're going after not having the kind of character that makes them happy. And so they go on the internet, complain, and then they go for another guy that has the looks, money, status, and they get burned again because they don't check for character, and it repeats itself over and over and over and over.
And I just want to let y'all know, be toxic for the rest of your 20s. You only get one life. Live your toxic 20s. You never get to be 20 years old, 21, 22, 23, 24, none of that ever again in your life. Be toxic, because don't get in your 30s thinking you could just go slashing tires and doing all this crazy shit. You're too old for that now. You too mature. Be toxic for the rest of your 20s.
The older that I get, the more that I identify with arranged marriage. Now, I'm not saying that I 100% agree with arranged marriages. Ideally, you would have something where people in your family would guide you towards a certain kind of person, and hopefully you find someone in that group that's physically appealing, that's romantically, meeting your desires, and you pair up that way so that you can alleviate some of the damage that's done in the 20s. And you're seeing that damage being advertised here with Glorilla, where she's basically saying your 20s should be going after guys that are good looking, toxic, and basically Derrick Jaxn. The back end of that, it looks like this.
I care about what's in this contract with Black America for women, and it's not, we're not mentioned at all in the contract with Black America. And
you are mentioned. I mean, when you mention Black people, you mentioning Black women, so don't count yourself out.
No, that's not true.
That's like administration said that when they
Black people is not Black women.
Black
women are not included in Black people.
No,
Essentially, what Derrick Jaxn represents is, on the front end, he's the one who is breaking the spirits of a lot of young women because they are looking for the guy in the right package. And on the back end, he's selling them comfort by telling them what they want to hear, but it's just a recipe for creating a lot of people that are just not very happy. And you don't have to go any further than TikTok to see that. Just like it appears that Derrick Jaxn has used the Contra code to reform his career on TikTok, we, as regular guys who are, I guess, not getting selected, can use our Contra code. Learn a new language, look around the world, and see what's available. Because for guys like us that aren't ticking the boxes in America, we also have other options. This spiral, the way that dating is going, is, it seems to me so unnatural that I don't think that it's even really healthy to participate. If you're trying to find something that's somewhat normal, you're going to have to deal with a past of someone who maybe thought it was okay to party through their 20s, and in their 20s someone broke their heart, and that person that broke their heart is always available on Instagram. And if that was more than one, if it was 3 or 4 people, then you tie that legal knot, and that's your problem when she gets disgruntled. And for more and more guys, they're thinking, I got to do something. That select Contra code, check it out. It might work for you. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you guys next video. Take care, guys.